Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for November of 2023, if you can believe it. I say that every year, but it gets worse every year. So anyway, you have this thinker card here and this fork in the road card. Pisces, I feel like you need to stop thinking because, I think that this is overthinking. I'll show you this card in a minute, but that card always stands out to me. It's not like one of my favorites or anything, but she's kind of like sitting at a certain level, and there's like a higher level up here. And so it kind of like says, stop thinking about something that's clearly going to level you up in your life and, get going. It's like you show up. You do have the tower here. Again, I have a feeling everyone's going to get the tower for sure, but it's just like a sign of the times, I think. But, what I would say here is that you have the High Priestess, the Empress, and the Tower. You could argue that these two cards are very similar, the High Priestess and the Empress. The High Priestess is kind of like the more spiritual version of the Empress. In a lot of readings that I do, if I get like the High Priestess and the Hierophant, for example, I read those two as being better divine counterparts than, the Empress and the Emperor. So, I kind of feel this reading is encouraging you to level up here in some way. I also feel like it's saying that, a comfort zone is keeping you stuck going this way. Tower, Devil to the Two of Wands. Literally, I feel that the Two of Wands is a solution to the Tower. Some of you could have already had a Tower moment. We'll have to see what comes up when we clarify. But again, you have this Thinker card and this Fork in the Road card. The Fork in the Road card is pretty simple. It says pick the new path. The new path is better. The new path is going to lead to something better. Also, right here, again, there's like this face that's like, why aren't you coming up here? Why aren't you stepping up onto that next level on this, why are you just sitting where you are? And sometimes when I get readings like this with the Tower, which I wouldn't worry about too much. I know everybody always craps their pants when the Tower comes up, but personally, I like the Tower. But, what I would say is that sometimes the Tower can represent being in a situation that has been the same for too long. Again, these people inside the Tower, they've been ignoring reality. And so they're being brought back down to reality. And, it could be like a shock to the system. Again, I've had Tower moments in my life that have been good Tower moments as well. So it's like, I don't think, to me personally, the Tower isn't always bad. It can just be an aha moment. Also, as I always say, tarot is not a prison sentence. Tarot tells you and is meant to tell you what to do. There are plenty of readers out there that'll tell you like, oh my God, the sky is falling, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, no, the cards provide a solution. It's right here. So I'm not, you could like avoid this Tower moment, or if you've already had the Tower moment, I feel like the answer is that Two of Wands. So again, we're going to talk about that in a minute. And really, this is a very good reading. You have the Empress. You have this wealthy man card and this riches card, and I can't read this last card, but, whatever, we'll figure it out in a minute. And so I feel like there's really a ton of abundance coming in for you. I feel like the one thing that's going to hold you back is, falling into old patterns, listening to what other people say. Five of Swords, we'll talk about that in a minute, and the Three of Cups, but, again, we'll talk about that in a minute. And kind of spending too much time figuring out, like, what's real or fake. And so it seems to me like it needs to be a very grounded month for you. You have this ostentation card that's coming up here. It's Saturn and Taurus. On a very simple level, I feel that card is really, I always say it's a card of being able to tell the difference between what's real and fake in life. But really, I think sometimes that Saturn and Taurus is just saying, like, kind of like, just do the basics. Keep it simple, really, in the things that you're working on. Don't buy into, get rich quick schemes or anything like that. Like, keep it very stable, do what works in work, business, health, love, pretty much everything. Follow the rules, basically. Boring, yes, but, also it's how you're going to have a very successful month this month of November. You have the High Priestess. High Priestess says trust your intuition, of course, but also this could just be you showing up here, so I kind of feel you're just showing up in a strong position, which, as always, I really, really like. With the High Priestess, you have the Devil here, which you have twice right here, going down to the Ten of Swords. I would be careful of, this has been coming up for you. If you had anyone toxic from your past, like in and out type of energy here with the Knight of Wands, then I would definitely be careful of that energy for sure. With the Knight of Wands. And again, this has been coming up for you a lot. This person, could have had you in a third party. I say that because there's three people on this Five of Swords, and it's like someone is looking back. I really feel if this is your situation, you are the winner, Pisces. Like if you, walked away from a situation or whatever, But again, there is this toxic energy here. With the Empress, you have the Five of Swords. I mean, you could be the High Priestess and the Empress, and it's like someone could be realizing what they lost. So, again, I would make sure that you're protecting yourself from any past people or anything like that. With the Tower, you have the Eight of Swords. Yes, you are not stuck, Pisces. Eight of Swords is doing things only one way. The problem with the Eight of Swords is that it can represent being too close to a problem. Again, I always say with the Eight of Swords, if you're standing up against a wall, right, just up to your nose, but it's only as big as your face, it's like you don't know how big the problem is until you back up, right, until you step away from the problem. So sometimes I always say with the Eight of Swords that we need to gain a new perspective. If we're dealing with a tower moment or situation, it might just be a wall that's only this big, and you just have to back up and see that you can just go right around it, right? And so, again, if you're dealing with any problems, that's one thing I would try. The other thing I would try is that Eight of Swords represents only one way of doing things, but when there could be a million ways to do something. So, be open to all the ways of doing things, and don't limit yourself as well. Again, if you have some past cheater bozo here that's like coming back, wanting to be in your life, I feel like you need to not limit yourself. And it's like you deserve better. When you stay in these situations with people who lie, cheat, steal, who keep, who breadcrumb you or whatever the case may be, I don't care. It's not even worth talking about, right? Because I believe we need to start telling new stories. That's like my main mission now, is getting people to tell a better story. Like, don't even talk about it, right? Talk about the new story that you want, which could be like a wealthy man here, riches in your personal life, whatever, right? So tell that story. But again, don't get stuck in like this past story as well. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, you have this journey card and this wealthy man card. Some of you definitely could be traveling. There's a lot of travel for Pisces in general in the astrology. Doesn't really surprise me. I also feel that some of you, if you are traveling for business, again, it doesn't have to be a man. You have this riches card here, Empress, obviously. If you're traveling for business or work, this looks really, really good. I also feel that some of you could be attracting a person who is very abundant. So, that's what's going on here. I also feel like this could be your wealth. You have the Five of Swords, Devil, and the Eight of Pentacles. This is really saying to me that, again, I feel like you're focused on work, and if you have a past person coming in, again, I feel this is saying, don't let that person distract you from what you're working on. You're clearly working towards a new opportunity. I mean, you have this last card that says, don't dwell on what might be on the other side of that closed door. Literally, I feel like this is a closed door that's coming back around. It's like the future you, lots of abundance, going this direction. So, close the door on the past and keep working on whatever you're working on. Again, I think the one thing that's going to mess up your day here is like a past person or past situation. So protect yourself, do whatever you got to do here, Pisces, and keep focusing on work. This is my Keep It Simple card, and I said something about that at the beginning of the reading. Whatever you're working on, business, work, whatever, I would really be making sure to keep it simple and, just work on, the things that work. I think that's, going to be the easiest way for you to be successful this month. You have the Devil here. And again, I feel like you ended it with the Devil here. You have the Ten of Swords. It's like you see this as dead, done, over with. And I feel like you're focusing on your own stability here. Four of Pentacles would normally represent holding on too tightly to the past, but it's coming up in the area of the good stuff. And you have the King of Cups here, which could also be you. And so it doesn't matter what gender you are. I feel like you are just really valuing yourself, which is what this reading is encouraging you to do. You have the Five of Swords, again, separation, breakup, something like that. I do feel there could be regrets or something like that with these two cards here. It's like someone seeing that you're the Empress now, or whatever the case may be, like I said. And again, that Tower moment could be this person, a past person coming into your life, messing things up, or, pulling on your heartstrings or whatever. So I'd be careful with the, you cannot make this up. With the Five of Swords, you have the Two of Pentacles, which is like juggling. Someone juggled you with another person or something here, Pisces. I feel like you know about this. So, there you go. I also feel, just as a side note, I do feel good if you're taking risks this month. And we're talking about calculated risk here, like in work or business, to put yourself out there, to get more attention, to, start a YouTube channel, to go public speaking, especially anything involving business with the Two of Pentacles. Always a really, really good idea. With the devil, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, you've been there, done that. Seven of Pentacles. He's like looking at those pentacles. He already knows what he is going to get from a situation. It's just this amount. That's it. So it's like you will only get what you experienced with a person. You know what I mean? It's like I have no sympathy for adults. I say it all the time. It's like if you're with a person and they don't invest in you and they show you who they are and everything like that and they breadcrumb you, it's like that's who they are. You know, it is very, very hard for adults especially to change. So if you're dating an adult, which you should be, then, you know, and again, they made these mistakes. They're an adult. There are plenty of adults who do not do these things, right? So again, I feel like Seven of Pentacles is saying, you know, it's like if you're that, you know what you're going to get. With the Eight of Pentacles, yes, keep doing this. Like whatever you're working on, Pisces. Sorry, I didn't want to do that. Keep focusing on whatever this Eight of Pentacles is. Like this right here, fulfillment, you know, abundance, good things coming in for you. I really feel that you should drown out the noise from everything else in your life this month. That doesn't mean like ignore people. It just means, you know, ignore toxic people. Ignore the things that pull on your heartstrings that don't need to. You know, all that other good stuff, and focus on you this month. That's really what I feel this reading is getting at. You even have this ostentation card and this riches card. I feel like there's a lot of abundance. Both Saturn cards, by the way. This is Saturn and Capricorn here, the riches card. So Saturn and Taurus, Saturn and Capricorn. Saturn and Capricorn to me represents education. Starting in 2016 when Saturn was in Capricorn, I used to talk all the time. I used to beg people to educate themselves and people still didn't do it. So it doesn't matter. You still have time, right? Saturn's going to come back around to Capricorn in 27 years or whatever it is, 26 years, something like that. So again, it's like I think sometimes people think, oh, the planet left, we don't still have to work with the energy. No, it's like you better work with the energy for the next 26 years because when it comes back around to Capricorn, yes, that might seem like a long time away, but if you didn't do the work, then you will be punished by Saturn, right? So Saturn is the taskmaster. Saturn's like, why didn't you do the work, right? So I would start educating yourself on something. I've been begging people to like learn a skill, something valuable, could be anything, something that you're interested in, even if you just learn about it on the side. There's 500 million things that you could learn about, but I would try to learn about something, you know, that is going to be valuable to someone, right? It could be anything. It could be like marketing. It could be like video editing, right? There are tons of people popping up on YouTube. They're going to need video editors. It's like I would learn some sort of side skill is what I encourage people to do. Even if you don't want to have a business, you don't have to have a business. You can just be an independent contractor, something like that. But you know what I mean? It's like, you know, it's a great way to secure yourself. Saturn and Capricorn literally says, do this. So, you know, I would do something. I don't care if you learn knitting, whatever it is, do something. And it could lead to a lot of abundance. The ostentation card, I feel like you've learned, it's like you're getting down to basics here with this card. You know, it's like this card, it's meant to represent something fake, something real. I feel like you're no longer interested in the packaging, you know? I feel like you're more interested in the contents of a situation. Like someone can look nice all day long, but if they don't actually have, you know, character or other things, you're avoiding it. But this goes for everything. I feel like you've become like a detective here, Pisces, over the past few years, where it's like you've learned to really, really look into things and kind of, you know, sift through the goods to get to the good stuff, right? And you know, I think this is just making you more successful. You have the Two of Wands, Knight of Wands, Ten of Swords. Two of Wands says you need to leave a comfort zone, which you definitely do. You know, something behind him is complete, and he's reaching forward to this wand, and he has a whole world in his hands. I feel, and for some of you, if you had a tower moment in love recently, that you could feel like that's all the world has to offer. You know what I mean? Is like that type of person, whatever you dated. But I feel like this is saying, there's a huge world out there. Everybody is different. And so, you know, again, if you look in the right places, you will find something that's better than your bozo ex or whatever is going on here, right? So he thinks, you know, the story of the Two of Wands is that he rushed to a finish line and he thinks that there's nothing more for him to accomplish in life, but really there's a ton more for him to accomplish. There's so many things that he could do, but he has to get out into the world and he has to go do it. So that's kind of like what I feel for you here. You have the Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands, I do feel, could be talking about inconsistent energy, but I also feel that this is saying that you need to go embrace an adventure, and you need to dig into mysteries. You know, there are these pyramids right here, and the pyramids in the tarot can represent mystery And so again, I think this is true for everyone. I think it's like extra true for Pisces. You know, if you become interested in something random, like some new hobby or whatever, I would start studying it at the very least. Because again, just mark my words, it will make you more successful if you study it, if you learn about it, whatever it is. And you can take it 10 steps further than that. But you know, again, I'm going to be doing more videos about what to do on my new channel soon. So, you know, again, look out for that. But, you know, that's what I'll say there. You have the Ten of Swords. Again, I do feel like you see someone as toxic, or you see something as dead, done, over with here with the Ten of Swords. I do feel like this person can still pull on your heartstrings, though. I mean, it's popping into my head here, Pisces, that this person can still kind of capture your attention. With the Two of Wands, you have the Hermit here. The Hermit says that you're holding back. Again, for the past few months, you've been getting these readings that really say you could probably be a little bit farther ahead than you are right now. I don't think that's 100% true. I just want to stress, like, I don't ever think that we're not where we're supposed to be or anything like that. I think there is no like place we're supposed to be. You know, I think we are here to create our own reality. That's it. And to bring more joy, love, happiness to the world, right? And that's all that matters. So, you know, people always say like, what's my spiritual path or whatever? I'm like, we spend plenty, you know, trust me, we spend plenty of time in spirit. I believe we're spirit here on earth to have a human experience. We're not here to have a spiritual experience. So I keep telling people, it's like, there's nothing wrong with being spiritual, but feel free to play in the 3D. That's literally why we come here. It cracks me up. All these people that are like 5D or, you know, being in spirit and all this other stuff. I'm like, yeah, okay, that's great. But at the same time, we are here to have a 3D experience. That's literally why we came here. So, you know, what I would say here is create your own reality. But there's something more that you should be doing with your life. You know, he has a star in the lantern. It's funny because, you know, normally in the tower, in the tarot, we go from the tower to the star. And he's got the star, the Hermit, normally inside of a lantern. So it's like you need to heal. Maybe you need to let something out into the world. And with the Knight of Wands, you have the Hangman here. Yeah, it's like you've been waiting for something. I feel like you're no longer waiting. It's like you're going and getting. You know, that's really what's popping into my head here. I do believe we were talking about a perspective shift at the beginning of the reading as well. And obviously, this can represent you shifting your perspective on something, or with the Eight of Swords, that being a solution. Sometimes we just have to see things from a new perspective to change them. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Eight of Wands here. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, I feel like someone wants to talk here, Pisces. I would be careful, you know, with this energy. I feel like you see it as dead, done, over with. This person could have stabbed you in the back 10 times, you know, or more. I feel like you know about it. I feel like you know the truth. And they want to come in and tell you the truth, but I feel like it's going to mess up your day. So, you know, I would be very careful here. Eight of Wands kind of is very quick success, though. So, you know, the Ten of Swords kind of says if something needs to die in your life or go away or transform, and you do, then you will receive quick success with the Eight of Wands. Next, you have this Right Path card. It says, here you go. You're on the right path. Keep moving forward. Exactly what we were saying with that fork in the road card. You're not lost. Sometimes the right path is not always the easiest. Yes, I would keep... if I were Pisces nowadays, which I am, I would be choosing the harder path. I would do the harder thing, the thing that forces you to grow, the thing that you want to run away from, is what I would do here with the Right Path card, because I think that's what Pisces like just needs to do. Like I was over the past like I don't know, like 6 months now. I've been working with a group where I'm doing something where the reason I joined this group was because I knew that I would try to run away from it, right? And it's a project that I'm working on basically, and what I would say is it really kind of pushed me outside my comfort zone, but at the same time, I did it, right? And I'm not afraid to admit that the whole entire time I just didn't want to do it. I just wanted to run away. I was doing the typical Pisces avoidant thing, but I pushed myself through it. And again, I would definitely, if you have things that you can do like that, I would do it. Like maybe you're afraid to be on YouTube, but you want to start a YouTube channel. I would just like start, even if you don't put your face on video, just start cranking stuff out, because again, I feel like that's where Pisces is going to find the most success. You have this card that says, don't dwell on what might be on the other side of that closed door. Yes, again, I do feel like someone could be coming in and being like, you know, flashing all these things, trying to say like, look at all the stuff we built and blah, blah, blah. It's like, who cares? I feel like you could build it with someone new. I kind of feel like you need to be, you know, a great white nowadays, you know, Pisces, not a tiny little guppy, but a great white shark, right? I feel like you need to be savage. So, you know, that's what I'd be doing here. And I would be focusing on the future. You have the King of Cups, the Three of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. Again, this is in the area of the good stuff, so it's going to be good no matter what. I do feel like this is you just being in a very strong position, and so I just kind of feel like this is you here. You have the Three of Cups. Three of Cups is a celebration. I feel like there are going to be a lot of celebrations coming in for you in the future. I'm hearing like milestones as well. So, you might be reaching a lot of like new heights, or you might be reaching a lot of like new milestones. And these new milestones are going to take you to new heights. Again, this is not going to be easy, as I always say. I've been getting a flood of comments of people that saying, you said I would be a billionaire tomorrow, and I only have negative $5 in my bank account. Obviously not talking to you. Obviously you haven't done anything to change your life. So again, yes, you have to work. Tarot isn't magic. It can't do anything for you. You have to do something to make this happen. But there are a lot of celebrations if you do the things, like I said, push yourself outside of comfort zone. Stop doing things the same way every single day. With the Eight of Swords and the Tower. Literally, I run new experiments every single day in every single one of my businesses. I try something new, right? Change my life. Look at this channel, right? I'm living proof. I was stuck at 40,000 subscribers for years, and all I did is just started trying one new thing every single day. So that's what you have to do, Pisces. And it's so easy. That's the other thing. I'm a dummy. Like, people always say, like, stop being mean to yourself and all this other stuff. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I fell on my head when I was 10 years old. After that, I went from like an A student to a D student. I can't read. I can't type. I can barely, I barely understand grammar, right? So, and, literally turned into a D student overnight. So trust me, again, I'm not picking on myself here. It just is what it is. So if I can do it, you can do it. You have the Four of Pentacles here. Again, Four of Pentacles, I feel you are probably building a lot of financial security. You have this Riches card, this Wealthy Man card. Money looks really good for you. I feel like you're going to have to work for it, and it's not necessarily going to be easy, but, there's money here. With the King of Cups, you have the Ace of Swords. Big victories coming in for you as well. If there are things that you've been trying to accomplish, projects, businesses, milestones, I'm also hearing contracts as well, then I feel like the victories are just like you kind of like reaching those levels, if that makes sense. With the Three of Cups, you have the World. Yeah, big accomplishment. If you want to move, by the way, I feel like some of you could be moving. I've been saying for like three years now that, we see it here, a lot of adventure, a lot of moving. Even the King of Cups has a boat behind him, which kind of represents going to new locations or going places you've never been before. You have the Two of Wands here, but, again, you have the Tower even can just represent a move. What I would say is that, I've been saying for like 3 years that Pisces, it is, I just think a lot of Pisces could be moving, a lot. Excuse me. And I've moved like, I don't know, how many times have I moved with this channel? Like 20 times, right? And I'm about to move again at the end of, next year in the summer. And so, it's just like, it is what it is for Pisces. I think Pisces has a little bit of that wanderlust type of energy. With the Four of Pentacles, you have the Three of Cups. Yeah, major celebration coming in for you. So I feel like there's a lot of abundance coming in here for you, Pisces, and we're going to kick this off or end it with 5 main themes. You have this eagle. It says triumph over obstacles. Yes. See, I feel like you're meant to be like an eagle. It's like you're meant to be very different. I feel like most people don't understand you, which is a very Piscean thing. And, again, I feel like you're meant to rise above things. You have this harp card. It says great happiness on it. Yes, I feel like this is what you should focus on, is your own happiness. Doing things that bring you joy, happiness, abundance. It's going to make your life so much easier and just better. You have this owl. It says great advice from a wise person. Again, I would be learning as much as you possibly can. And I would be learning from, I keep encouraging people to look for like people who distill information, or like curators, I think are some of the best people to learn from. And curators are people who basically learn a bunch of stuff and then give you the best bits of information, right? Fastest way to learn. You have this dog barking card. It says advice from a friend. I'm going to pull another card because I feel like this right here is the same thing. Again, I feel like there could just be, maybe you have a friend who you see as very wise, or a person. You have this pale card. It says time to get out of a situation. Again, if you're worried about a tower moment, this could be your intuition. Could say like the writing is on the wall, Pisces. You need to be careful about a situation. So if you feel like there are weird things, or if you're seeing weird signs and symbols, part of the tower is that there's smoke. So the smoke was maybe first, before that lightning bolt knocks down the tower. So again, if you're seeing smoke in some sort of situation, don't wait. Fix the situation, change it, move on to something new, do what you gotta do. You have this moon. It says changes in your life. And I feel like there are big changes for you, Pisces, so that makes perfect sense. But I like where this is going. Don't ignore the warnings. But other than that, I feel like you're on the right path. Like that card says, I think the one thing that's going to mess you up is like a past person, or, something that you've let die and trying to go back to it. I think everything is in front of you, not behind you, if that makes sense. So it looks pretty good. Thank you for being here, Pisces. Really appreciate it, and definitely enjoy your month.